Welcome to Let Them See You, the podcast that honors educators, the everyday heroes shaping futures with courage and heart. I'm your host, Sarah Hightower. This is your space to recharge, find joy, and embrace your power. Welcome back to the next episode of Let Them See You. We are all the way up to episode 9, the OGs. We'll talk more about that in just a minute, but first, a quick chat. Labor Day. I have been slacking. I am literally recording this yesterday, meaning on Labor Day, the day before the episode comes out. It's all good. It's all good. I get it done. It works. I wanted to know exactly what we were celebrating for Labor Day because, you see the American flags out and you think to yourself, why? Why are the flags out now? Well, it's because the purpose is to celebrate workers and the different things that have happened in the past, like higher wages and protections that have gone into place over the years that people have fought for. And it's also a symbol of rest and restoration for from the work. And it was a much needed break today. Let me tell you, we went out of town this weekend, and that, going out of town, seeing family and everything, it's great, but it takes a lot out of you and you need a break from the break. You know what I'm saying? So it was nice to have that extra day. So that's Labor Day. And then another thing I want to quickly chat about is there are 800 new laws that go into effect today in Texas. A lot. Don't ask me what they are. I just know that a lot of them are starting September 1st, 2025. So read up on that and be clear on what they say and what it means for you, because it could have some implications on your everyday life. Also, your children and these last minute assignments. Mine in particular, my oldest just came to me and said, "Mom, I have something that's due." I said, "When is it due?" He said, "Tomorrow." I said, "When did you get this assignment?" He last week. So we could have been working on this before Labor Day when we're supposed to be resting. Okay. That's cool. So we're going to work on this project to make sure he finishes it before it's due tomorrow. Another thing that I would like to discuss very quickly is, of course, having to do with streaming and a show that I like to watch. I haven't mentioned this show, but if you haven't seen it on HBO Max, you are missing out. It is the one of the best shows I've seen, and I really think this third season is the season. It is called The Gilded Age. If you have not watched The Gilded Age, you are behind, honey. You are behind. The Gilded Age has me in all the feelings. I have gone through every emotion you could possibly go through, and I am invested in every character. So, HBO Max, The Gilded Age. Very good season. Check it out. And the last show is called Smoke on Apple TV. That show also has me furrowing my brow a little bit because that one, it's got Journey Smollett in it, and anything she's in, I watch. She, to me, is a very good actress. But it also has some other actors that I enjoy, like John Leguizamo. And I like that dynamic, and I like their characters in the show. And one of the main characters, I'll just tell you, is he's an arson investigator. And he likes fire. I'll just say that. You have to see this show. It is so good. I am into it. So that's it. That's it for the quick chat. Just I'm all over the place. My mind is like, and that's okay. Labor Day, new Texas laws, last minute assignments, Gilded Age, and smoke. That's pretty much what's in my head. So as we move forward into our episode for today, we have an OG teacher, and she is somebody that I enjoy, somebody that I respect, and I have learned from. And so, without further ado, I would like to introduce her to you. And we have with us Miss Rochelle Bradley-Taylor. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Miss Hightower.
Yes, thanks for coming. Rochelle Bradley-Taylor is an educator, coach, and wellness advocate who brings passion and purpose to teaching. With a background in physical education and health of 23 years, she is dedicated to helping students build lifelong fitness habits while also empowering her community through wellness initiatives. Rochelle is also the author of Surviving and Thriving, the First Year PE Teacher's Guide, where she shares insights from her journey as a physical education educator. She's here today to share her perspective on what it means to be an OG educator and why teaching is more than just a profession, it's a calling. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you
Yay.
for having me. I'm so excited to be here. This is my first podcast, so I'm
Won't be
excited.
your last, won't be your last. So let's get into it. First of all, what makes a teacher an OG? What makes that teacher OG an unshakable person in today's classrooms?
Well, if I'm thinking OG, and I mean, I feel like that's a compliment because, I feel like I made it. I've never been called an OG, but in teacher years, I guess I am considered an OG because I have been teaching and coaching for 23 years. So experience, the years invested is what makes a teacher a OG. Okay, resilience,
Mm,
adaptability is
yes,
what kept us there. So we're talking about unshakable. We're able to bounce back. Okay,
yes.
when stuff is thrown our way, it's almost like, I think I've seen this before. So let me just, observe and move accordingly. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's where that resilience piece come in. So that's what I think makes us an OG, especially unshakable. I've seen this thing before, so hold on, let me reach in my little pocket and see what I can pull out.
I know that's
But yeah, it's and I guess people should know that teaching is not about perfection,
right. Mm-hmm.
right? We always want to get it right. And you said you were at a training, so we're trained to do what people say. Okay, maybe you need to do X, Y, and Z, but sometimes X, Y, and Z don't work.
Mm-hmm.
So that experience pops in
Sure
at that
does.
point.
So, how do experienced teachers stay grounded when challenges pile up?
You have to lean on routines. Honestly, you have to have something already, in place. With me, I do the same thing every single day, hopefully in every single class. And the
Yeah.
kids, um, they get used to routine. They
Mm-hmm.
know what to expect. You may do something different one day, like a fire drill may come, or something
Oh
may
yeah.
pop up that's really unexpected. But for the
Mm-hmm.
most part, even in that, they know what to do. They know when there's when they know what to do, they know what to do. It's not nothing different. But if it's a challenge, then that's what you lean on, what you
Mm-hmm.
know, what I've created for my classroom, what culture I've set up, what routines and procedures I have in place. That's what I lean on. I mean, and that's what keeps me okay. I know what to do at the beginning of the class. I know what to do at the middle of the class. I know what to do at the end of the class. I know if a challenge comes, then I know exactly what to do. I have that system in place.
Yeah. You you said
Yeah,
systems. You
yeah.
you said you got like a little toolbox out. You just reach in there. You have systems in place. You already
Yes.
ready to go. The OGs just know. They already know what's coming.
Yes, yeah. You can honestly, you could just smell change in the air. I know that sounds crazy to
No,
say.
it doesn't.
I know, but I can feel when there's something different about that day, and it makes
Mhm.
me more alert. I'm like, okay, hold on, let me get it together because I don't know. I'm bracing.
Yes.
Okay, I'm bracing myself. So, and sure enough, that little change in the wind. Oh yeah, yeah.
So that sounds like wisdom, right? So what role does wisdom from years in the classroom play in resilience? You mentioned resilience already, but what role does wisdom play in that?
Because you learn not to panic. I
Mm,
can I can remember my first years as a teacher. I panicked a lot, like
yeah.
because stuff wasn't going my way,
Mm,
and I didn't like the way I felt because I felt like I wasn't doing it right.
yeah.
So, I had to learn how my skin toughened up a little bit.
Oh,
And I
nice.
learned not to panic as much. It's like, panicking is just an emotion.
Yeah.
And if you can get over that emotion and see what it is, what is it that's in play? What do I need to correct? Right?
Yeah.
If I need to correct something, that's what it is. Facts. You kind of, as an OG, you kind of operate off of information and facts. What
Yes.
is instead of emotion, and
Mm.
that's dealing from that's dealing from administration, parents. You can take that thing on down the line,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
So if you're dealing with facts and you're dealing with information, you know how to handle it. You can pull from that versus pulling from how I feel,
Right.
right? Because our feelings change. It can
Right.
go from up, down, around at any given moment. But if I'm dealing with something factual and information, then I can pull what I need from that.
Right.
That's wisdom. I mean, that's what I can see what it is and then react like that instead of reacting off emotion.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
See, and for you to explain that yes, people have emotions, yes, we all have our feelings and we get in them, but what really can solve the root of the issue is the facts. What are the facts and how do we handle that? That's where we that wisdom comes in, right? You don't
Yes.
get so bogged down in the emotion of it. That's
Yes.
not easy. That is hard to do. It's
When
hard to
storms,
do.
yeah, when storms come, when things have come up, you have to just know that the mission stays the same. That doesn't
Yes,
change.
right,
If a storm can, and I'm using storm, the situations come up, but the mission is still the same in the school. Your why is still the same.
right. And
So that's what you
always.
have to go back and lean on.
Right. You said situations. I'm sitting here singing the Usher in my head. Situation will arise. Always.
Yes.
Always coming. You can count on it. So if you know that, how can new teachers learn unshakable habits from the OGs? What do they need to learn?
They need to observe.
Mm,
They need to observe because I feel like what new teachers take for granted from an OG is that I know and you might not know, right? That's not to say I'm better than you. It's just
mhm.
I've been around the block a little bit more times
Yeah,
than you.
yeah,
So watch me. Get with if you have a older teacher in your department, you don't even have to ask for them to be your mentor. Just watch what they do.
yeah,
Watch how they talk to people, watch how they react to people, watch their classroom. Because even though I'm experienced, I still watch people who've been here longer than I have. And I
yes,
still learn from them because they're still in their element. And when they're
right.
in their element, and I'm watching, I'm like, wow, how do they do that? Like, how could, and it's really, if you just sit and observe, you can learn a lot from an OG.
You can.
Okay. And I don't know what picture you used.
Oh, I haven't used any of them yet.
You didn't, okay. So I had this picture one that I sent you, is myself and it's three other male coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And two of the male coaches were already there years, double digit years when I first started.
Right.
Even the other coach, he's under me. So if the two coaches are the older coaches, and we're taking a picture together with awards in our hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I used to always, thinking like, man, I don't want to, they're older, they don't know what they're talking about. Well, they kind of shaped us without us knowing because, that was at the coaches banquet. We all had trophies in our hand, and that didn't come from that. Yeah, that came from we knew some stuff, but I feel like those trophies represented them too because they taught us we had to like adapt to the culture at that school.
Right.
So they, in their own way, like kind of they taught us
Yeah.
in their own way. And I know I sat back and I observed, even though it's a male coach, not saying you have to learn you can't learn from an opposite sex, but it was just kind of harder, but I still learned what I needed to learn because
Right.
I observed and I watched and I listened. Not only just observe, you have to listen to what they say. And it was hard because they said some crazy stuff. One of them used to always tell me chickens and frogs don't mix. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Some
Chickens and
backwoods
frogs.
stuff.
And it was like, what? And then as we went on, the things that they would say just made sense. It just fell into place. It just fell into place.
Yeah.
So the best thing you can do is observe from the older teachers
And
and
listen.
not, ask, listen. Don't be
Mhm.
scared to learn from them because they've done it before and they've built connections, they've
Right.
built relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why sometimes I can talk to kids a different way than a new teacher can talk to kids
Yeah.
because I've been at that school and I know the culture and I know these kids. I know
Mm-hmm.
how they react to voice tone. They
Right.
say it's all about your tone,
It's a, mm-hmm.
all about your tone. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just the way you handle people. That'll keep you there. The way you handle your kids, the way you handle people, it will give you longevity
Oh, good.
in
Yes.
teaching.
That's a good word right there.
You will survive. And I think somebody asked me the other day, Coach, how have you been doing this for so long? And I'm honestly, I don't know. I really don't. But I've learned as the years progressed. I
Right.
just remember being a teacher and not having my skin wasn't tough at all. I
Right.
used to cry like
Mm.
when my principal would call me in and scold me on the things I didn't do right, and I would just cry like, man, I can't get it. And
Yeah.
then I just started looking at other teachers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why is this teacher connect better? Because that was it. It was the connection. I lacked connection with the kids.
Right.
I was talking at the kids and not to the kids.
Right.
It's a big
It
difference.
is. It
So
is.
when I learned to stop talking at them and I learned their names.
Right.
Power in learning the name.
Oh,
I have every
absolutely.
day, I have 40 kids, and I make it a point to call them by their name.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes it different. I now I sit back and I learn if they're with their birthdays, their interests, what do they like to do, what floats their boat.
Right.
And somebody said something the other day like you can't, as a parent, and I use this as a teacher because really if you a teacher you a parent, whether you have kids
Right.
of your own or not, you
Mm-hmm.
are still a parent.
Right.
It matters how you talk to these kids. Like you
Absolutely.
don't know what they're getting at home, right? So if you yelling at them at school and they go home and they get yelled at, then they will never work for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to learn that. It's just all about learning.
Yeah, I
and
agree.
getting it right with your culture. Wherever you are, you have to learn your culture.
Correct. Correct. Is there a story that you have that, you had to be steady under pressure?
Hmm. Hmm.
You say
I
how much
got
time you
many.
got.
How much time you got? um, so um I have girls gym, so I deal with the girls. And back in the day, I would go back and forth with the girls just because that was the energy. I would go back and forth with them.
Right.
And when you say under pressure, you have to remain an adult
Yes.
at all times. I know these kids will call you out your name.
Mm,
They'll call you everything but a child of God.
mm,
And so when in that instance you talking about pressure, when you get upset, there are things that start happening to your body. Your
yes.
ears get hot, your palms may get sweaty, your heart start racing, and you still have to remain you're under pressure. You kids looking at you, you looking at the kids, they trying to see what's about to happen. Uh, emotions are all over the place,
Right.
and you have to remain calm and steady under pressure.
And that is
So
difficult.
it's very difficult because when kids step out their lane and step into an adult lane, you have to remember you're still the adult.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I would go back and forth with, I mean, I would, and we would be back and forth, back and
Oh
forth.
my gosh.
And that was not what it's like. What are you doing? You can't
Right.
do that with kids.
Right. They're
Somebody
kids.
has to be the adult.
Right.
I think, well, I can't use that. I'm not gonna call him a fool, but if two fools are fighting, who's the fool? You don't
Right.
know who you.
You
Everybody,
both look like fools from
yeah,
afar. Yeah.
you both are.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I had to learn that. I had
Yeah.
to learn,
Right.
even though they may call you out your name in my toolbox. I have to learn how now. I have to have a system. What am I
Mm.
gonna do?
Right.
What are you gonna do? You have to know what you're gonna do. You have to, on your campus, know what is the protocol.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time you can't buzz the buzzer every time.
No. You
The
gotta.
admin is taking, they busy too. So
Right.
you
Thank you
just
for
have to have
saying
a
that.
plan in place. What you saying?
I said thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm gonna tell you, I take care of 90% of the problems in I rarely use a write up.
Mm.
Okay, but that comes from years of
Right.
being an OG. I get to call myself an OG
Absolutely.
from years of being an
Absolutely.
OG,
Yeah.
but I wasn't like that. Like I said, I used to go back and forth. I used to battle with kids because
Oh no,
I get
ma'am.
the upper hand.
No,
No,
ma'am.
no,
Mm-mm.
I don't go back and forth. And I've learned how to talk because 90% of that is them. Something's wrong.
Yes.
It's not you.
No.
Something has happened already. It
Mm-hmm.
may be 8 o'clock in the morning. That kid, it's already something going on with that
Right.
kid.
Right.
And you have to get to the root of the problem. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, they usually don't act like this, or maybe if they do, but if you soften your tone and get with the kid a different way and a different meaning,
Mm.
then you have built a relationship. Now you have a relationship with that kid.
Right. Right. It's
You
important.
built the bridge. Don't
Yes.
tear the bridge down. You have
Mm-hmm.
built the bridge between you and that kid. Now y'all have something. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
have something special because you didn't meet them where they were. You kept your cool.
Right.
And now y'all at this point to where now y'all can talk about it.
Right. That's a great point.
So
If
yes.
you had to name one secret to being unshakable, what would it be? This is my final question for you. But one thing, just the one little secret to being unshakable, what is it? You probably already said it.
I would have to always say, be prepared. Be
Oh,
prepared and have a plan,
ooh.
because that's, you can lean on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, a toolbox. I have some tools I can pull out at all times.
Right.
Because you just never know, and you have to know what to do. If you know what to do, just like we have these, what do you call them? The drills, the fire drills.
Yes.
The fire drills, they are in every room, every room, build part of the building.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because if I'm in a room in a certain part of the building, guess what it have? An escape plan,
Right.
a way out.
Right.
That's not up there for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
So think of it like that. I have my escape plan at all times on me.
That's
What
good.
am I gonna do? Have a plan.
Yeah.
Always think about those situations in my, what would I do if,
Mm-hmm.
if an adult come at you sideways.
Right.
Hmm.
That never happens. What are you talking about?
They throwing shade, but they trying to be nice about it. They nice nasty. It's like, okay,
Right.
what am I gonna do? Because it's just a matter of when.
Right.
It may fall on that day where you were late, you really didn't feel like coming, nothing is going your way,
Mm-hmm.
and then somebody's coming at you sideways.
Sideways.
What?
Well, you know what you
What?
tell them. You tell them chickens and frogs don't mix, and then you
Right.
keep it moving. That's what you tell them.
Yes. So, you just gotta know what are you gonna do in that time of this situation.
Right.
Just look. I can look at my wall right now. I have three emergency escape routes.
Wow.
I have an emergency guide of numbers that's telling me what to do. I have a what do you call it? A fire
Fire chief.
extinguisher.
Mm-hmm.
There it is, right there. It just came to me like that. I
Yeah.
never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
But you
Stick to the
have
plan.
it is a plan. You got to have a plan
Mm-hmm. Stick to it.
and stick to it. Don't veer away from it. Stick to that
Yes.
plan, because that plan is going to get me out this building.
There you go. Get you out the situation.
It's going to get you out the
Yes.
situation.
Yes. That's good stuff. Thank you to my OG, Rochelle
Yeah.
Bradley-Taylor. You have really given us some gems to take back and implement. And I'm gonna tell you like this. I talked to a new teacher last week. When I
Uh-huh.
say to you that y'all almost mirrored each other in what you said as far as how to support yourself and be ready, a brand new teacher is he going into his second year said a lot of what you said. And it was a
Really?
lot of, hey, if I don't know how to do it, I ask. I go watch. And I'm like, that's exactly what she just said. So there's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of things that were similar when it comes to just good teaching and good
Yes.
solid thought process in
Mm-hmm.
education. Both of y'all
Mm-hmm.
had it, the OG and the new teacher.
Wow,
What can
that's
I say?
interesting.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
hmm
Okay.
And that, but one of the things that he said he really wants to do is find someone willing to help, and a lot of it is the OG. Go
Mm-hmm.
find somebody who has done this, just like you said. hmm
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. I can think of, well, mine happens to be one of our sorority sisters, but she's been here at this campus like over 30 years, really over 35 years at the same campus.
Oh, wow.
So she's seen a lot of
Yeah.
trends
Yeah.
come through the school, especially we have like a high turnover rate, but and every year I'm just so in awe of, you can hear cotton drop in her class.
Wow. Wow.
And every time, like if I go up there, I'm intentionally pass, because I'm like, how? How?
How?
What do
She
you say?
stuck to
And
the plan.
you never hear her yet. I think one day I heard her, and then I was in the hallway. I'm like, gosh, I've never, all these years I've been here, I've never heard you raise your voice.
hmm
That was that. I can count on one hand how many times I've heard her raise her voice, even in the classroom to teach. You may hear her teach in the
Uh-huh.
class, but it's amazing. It's like, what did
Wow.
you tell them kids for real? No, but
Right.
but it is just so I'm just in awe
Right.
when I see her.
But they
So,
probably have a lot of respect for her as
hmm
a teacher and as a person.
that
I'm
says a
sure when
lot
she,
too.
on the first days of school, let them know, now listen, I've been here for 35 years. I'm
Hmm
doing something right because the kids in my class go on to do X, Y, and Z. Like
Yes,
she's probably letting them know that if you stick to the plan, you're gonna get where you need to go. So
yes,
let's get started, right?
yes.
Yeah, that's an OG.
It's amazing.
It is.
Mama, I made it. I'm an OG.
I love that.
Yeah, this was good. This was good
Good.
stuff.
This is going to help other people. That's the whole purpose. I want somebody to hear this and say, you know what? I'm an OG too. Let me get out here and make sure I'm supporting other people. Yes, please do. Please do.
Yes.
So I just wanted you to know that I so appreciate you and I'm glad that you agreed to come out and chat with us. And don't be a stranger. You can come back.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I will appreciate an invite. I will accept your invite anytime. I like talking about stuff like this. So,
Sure.
especially if it helps somebody.
Always. That's the purpose. That's the purpose. It's to just uplift educators and point out those that are doing the work, that are boots on the ground in it, like
Yes.
you.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, and I will let you go, but hopefully you'll be back soon.
Thank you. I hope so too.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right. Bye.
You know, OGs are those with lots of experience, lots of wisdom from over the years. They've seen a lot of change. They have endured all of the ups and downs in education from being disrespected to respected to everything in between. And kudos to those of us who have been in this thing for 10 plus years. Well done. Miss Rochelle Bradley-Taylor, thank you so much for your time, for your energy, for your support of students. You know, like I told her, there is a lot of similarities between a new teacher and an OG teacher. Good teaching and good practices are just good teaching and good practices. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the profession. But there's something very special about an OG teacher in that the ones that are willing to share, that are willing to grow, are also willing to support you in any way that they can. And that is something to be honored. And thank you to all of the OGs out there. You are appreciated very much. So that brings us to our tip of the week. This week's tip of the week is be a resource. You don't have to be an OG to be a resource. If there is something that works well for you, share it. Share it with others. When it's time to come together and talk about what's going well, tell people what's going well and how you went about enacting the change that you did. I think that it is important for people to know that you don't have to have a certain title, you don't have to have a certain number of years, you don't have to be friends with a certain somebody. Speak up and share what you know because you could be the change that the entire campus needs. You never know. So share what is working. Be a resource. And a resource doesn't necessarily mean, oh, I know this person. I can put us into contact with them. They could help out. Or I have this book. It's all of the above. It's anything that is needed, you provide it. And some people are really good at this. Some people are able to figure out what it is that is needed, and then they go find it and then they provide it. That is a resource. You know what works for solving the problem. You go find said thing that works, bring it to the table, share and make sure everyone knows how to use said thing, and then watch it all work. It's that's how you be a resource. So I want you to think about how you can dig into your bag of tricks and share what you know. You know a lot. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this is something that you feel like you can learn from. And if it is, share it with somebody else. Are there other educators, or not even educators, just people in general that you think might benefit from this? Share it with them. Remember, rediscover your joy, embrace your true self, let them see you. Thanks for listening to Let Them See You. Until next time, climb with courage, stand in the light, let them see you.